Well, this will be take number 2 as I just tried to record the intro for this video, only to look over at my OBS on my laptop and realize I'm not actually recording any gameplay. So unfortunately, that happened. We're 2-2, Notre Dame is 3-2. I wanted to get into this game against Notre Dame. I just talked about this, and unfortunately I have to talk about it again. But taking a look at our schedule here, we beat Navy to move to 2-0. I thought maybe we'll have a pretty good start to the year. Then we lose back-to-back games against Washington State and then Oregon. And then Notre Dame started out 3-0. They're now 3-2. It's a rivalry game. I think it's probably one of the more fun games to get into. And then also, there's a potential storyline there with Jaylen Clark. He grew up in Indianapolis, Indiana. There's a good chance he might have been a fan of Notre Dame since they are in South Bend, Indiana. So that's a pretty good storyline. He's going back home. I think this will make for an interesting matchup. One matchup that I had kind of circled on the calendar before the season started of one that I would like to play was a game against UCLA. Unfortunately, they are 2-3. They've lost 2 games in a row. And then USC, number 1 in the country, they're 4-0. But I don't know that I want to play them again since we played them a year ago. So I can pretty much speed through everything that I talked about when I was recording previously because I already know what I want to talk about. But one thing I want to talk about is the fact that Jaylen Clark is just not being utilized when I'm not playing. We had, I don't remember how many attempts, but we had 201 yards in our first game against San Jose State. In the next 3 games, he's only had 167 rushing yards. His average is down to 5.5, and then he's only had 1 additional touchdown. And then looking at receiving, he just doesn't get the ball out of the backfield through the air. So that's a little unfortunate. I don't know why he's not getting the production when I simulate. And then obviously last game we went 1 for 3 passing with 1 passing touchdown. A little cheesy at the end of the video. But yeah, I'm just kind of curious to why Jaylen Clark's not getting the football when I simulate. I don't know that he's even going to be able to touch 1,000 yards on the season this year due to the fact that 1, it just doesn't seem that he's getting the ball, or 2, he's just not very productive when he does get the ball. So one thing I talked about when I was recording previously is that Jaylen Clark has made the Campus Gazette for the very first time in his career, and it is after we beat San Jose State. It says the Cardinal earned an early season victory over San Jose State. We dominated in that performance. We kind of ran the score up late and kind of cheesed the game just a little bit, but that's pretty cool that he makes his very first newsletter in Stanford history. So I really don't think there's anything else that I need to talk about before we get into this game against Notre Dame, but I did want to bring up that somebody in a previous video had asked if I am using an emulator. No, I am just using a HDMI adapter, and it works perfectly fine. The quality is pretty good on my end when I'm recording, and I think the quality turns out pretty good when I put it to YouTube. But one thing is, I am interested in actually getting a emulator set up. I think that the emulators look amazing. When you look at people on YouTube that are using emulators, it does look very good. So it's something that I'm definitely interested in using. The one thing I will say is I have no idea what I'd be doing. So if any of you guys have kind of like a tutorial video that you guys can link in the comments, I would greatly appreciate that, because the only thing that I have is just a gaming laptop, and I don't know that it has the specs in order to be able to run an emulator. I think it might be able to handle it, but I don't want to kind of give my laptop more than it can handle. I know that you can do like an emulator on the Xbox. It's pretty interesting. So I'd be interested in trying that. But all in all, it's just kind of a confusing thing to kind of do, at least to me. So if any of you guys have like a video that I could watch that explains it in the dumbest way possible, I would appreciate it. Also, one thing that always confuses me too is you have to get the BIOS, which is like how you get the games and everything to run on your emulator, and that is the most confusing part to me. So like I said, if any of you guys have the easiest way to do it, like a video way to do it, just link it in the comments, and it would be greatly appreciated. But I think that's enough talking for me. I don't know how long this video is going to be due to the fact that pretty much all of the intro was cut out, and it's been kind of a very quick intro compared to what it was the very first time that I recorded it. So like I said, I don't know how long the video is going to be, but it's time for me to stop talking. Let's get into this game against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. One thing that I will be doing in this video is I am going to change our playbook to Louisville's playbook. I know that they have a pretty good pro style playbook in this game, so that's what I'm going to do. and see if it works a little bit better for us. But this is the Battle for the Legends trophy. This is a rivalry game that I just looked up. I think it started in like 1997, so I'm excited for it. Our quarterback Edwards will be out, so we have a guy named Ostrander who will be passing the football today. And then looking at Notre Dame, they have Brady Quinn and then Jeff Samardzija, the all-star pitcher in Major League Baseball, if you can believe it or not. But heads or tails, we're going to go with heads. Notre Dame wins the toss. They're going to go ahead and receive. So I will see you guys when we get the football for the very first time. Since I really don't know how long this video is going to be, I really have no problem with talking throughout the entire game here against Notre Dame. Notre Dame has their beautiful green uniforms on here. Some of the best uniforms in college football. Here's Thomas with his second give, and he's got himself almost 20 yards rushing already. But one thing, the reason that I wanted to talk is because one other thing about the emulator is you can get the NCAA Next mod, which that will give you pretty much updated uniforms, a texture pack that looks really good. So that's something that would be very interesting to check out. I mean, it's something that if I'm going to continue to put out this type of content, PlayStation 2 specific content, I might as well go ahead and get the emulator. It's going to make it run so much better. So that's something that I'm definitely thinking about. Third down here for Notre Dame. They throw across the middle and the pass is broken up. So we're going to force Notre Dame to a punt. A very good start for us defensively. So we are going to be rocking a new playbook in this game. It has a lot of the same formations that the Stanford playbook has normally. So not a lot that's going to be changed, as finally we get a face mask penalty. I was starting to think that it just doesn't get called here in Race for the Heisman. So this playbook right here, like I was saying, it is going to have a lot of the same exact formations. This is one of those formations that we have in the Stanford playbook. Actually, the very first three formations are all formations that are in the Stanford playbook. So not much has changed, as Clark's got himself a big hole, shaking off a tackler, and he holds on and doesn't fumble, thankfully. So first down and 10, and we're going to pass here with Ostrander as that one's broken up. Ostrander's a quarterback that I'm not used to playing with, so we'll see how that turns out. So we're going to give it to Clark again, trying to make something happen. Went backwards, and then eventually we are taken down for a loss of 2. So Notre Dame apparently has one of the worst defenses here in this series, so can we take advantage of it? As we're going to try and get this one to Bradford. Now, this formation in this playbook, gun wide trips, is probably the best formation in the game if you ask me. So many great plays. First down and 10, we're going to get this one out to our tight end. As terrible pass by Ostrander. I guess it wasn't a terrible pass, more probably just a terrible route. We're going to give this one to Clark. He has gotten a little faster from year one, but he is still very, very slow. So third down and 9. This is a classic play in pretty much every game, deep attack. So we'll see if we can complete this one here. We're going to try and get it to triangle chase, and we have a first down. So move the chains as TC Ostrander is putting footballs on the money. Now, one thing I will also say, I think I mentioned this in one of like the very first videos that I did of this series, is it is very challenging. Oh, did not mean to do that, but Ostrander picks up what he can. But it is very challenging to get a thumbnail in this game. It almost feels like the thumbnails become too repetitive. So that's another thing, you know, I'm a growing YouTube channel. So if anybody has any tips on how to make thumbnails better, how to make videos better, just let me know. I'm open to all kinds of criticism. Anything to help out the channel would be appreciated. So second down and 8, we're going to just hand this one off to Clark, pick up what we can, run a man over for a couple of yards. So third down and 3 upcoming. So third down and 3, I think we're going to pass the football here. We are. We're going to try and get it to our tight end. First down. So we're eating quite a bit of clock here, as this one right here should be almost a guaranteed touchdown. Clark is in for a touchdown. Stanford takes the lead here against Notre Dame, 6-0. I'm not going to speak too early when it comes to PATs, as I learned my lesson in the last video. So the PAT is up, and it is good. 7-0 we lead here against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Jaylen Clark, it's a homecoming game for him, and he is off to a great start. So Brady Quinn just threw that pass to number 71, who I'm going to assume is an offensive lineman. You know what? I typically wouldn't do this, but I have to take a look at the replay here. Who is this guy? There's no way this is a guy who is their tight end on the depth chart. But he gets free. I mean, he catches it pretty well for the big man. I'm actually going to take a look because I'm actually interested to see. It's got to be an extra offensive lineman, right? Yeah, Brian Monker, 6'7", 292 pounds. He's a true freshman, 84 overall, and he must apparently be their second tight end. He is, and he's an 87 overall tight end. That makes no sense. 59 speed. That's pretty interesting. So we are through one quarter of play here in this rivalry game, and we're up 7-0. Yeah, so if they come out here in two tight end sets, number 71, Monker, is out there every single time. So a big offensive lineman backup is out there running routes. As he's open again, they're trying to get it to him again, and the pass falls incomplete. Running the ball on third down as number 75 makes a very good play, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 2. We're going to get the football back. 1st down and 10 here. We're going to get this one out to Clark. Trying to make somebody miss. They just kind of run into each other and both just kind of fall down. That's an interesting animation. 2nd down and 5 upcoming. We're going to give this one to Clark again. He picks up a couple yards. That'll bring up 3rd down and short. There's a look at your stats so far throughout the game. It's been a defensive battle. We've only had the football now for the 2nd drive. We're trying to keep the ball out of Notre Dame's hands as here goes Clark. He's got a lot of space. Jaylen Clark hits the edge, trucks a man, pushed out of bounds finally. Big time run for number 10, Jaylen Clark. So after the big play, that's going to set up 1st down and 10 in Notre Dame territory. We're going to see if we can take advantage of the poor defense by Notre Dame here. We're going to get this one back out to Clark. Try and make a man miss. He's not going to be able to, but that's the 5th consecutive pass completed here for Ostrander. So something that I just now realized is we have 2 impact guys at receiver. Bradford is one of them. Touchdown, Stanford. We have tried that play multiple times. That's the very first time that it's worked. It's the perfect route combo against cover 2. The safety can only take one guy. He takes the opposite receiver this time, and we find number 4 for a touchdown. So I think the Louisville playbook is the way to go. 13-0 we lead. After this PAT, it will be 14-0. So as I continue this series, it is becoming more and more likely that I will do a NCAA 06 Dynasty. Now, like I was talking about, and I've said it multiple times, I think if I were able to get an emulator going, then I would be much more excited to get one started. I'm excited to potentially start a dynasty on this game. I'm not going to say that I'm going to start one for sure, but it's looking more and more likely. I'm having a lot of fun playing it and having a lot of fun kind of putting together the videos. So, potentially stay tuned for that. It's not a 100% guarantee, but if I get an emulator going, it's probably 100% going to happen. So it's all kind of dependent on if I get an emulator going, as somehow that's not a fumble. Even if that ball, his arm was moving forward, that should have been a fumble. The ball went backwards. You never know when it comes to this game. 4th down and 5 upcoming. We're beating the crap out of Notre Dame. So it's time to do it again on offense. We're going to get this one to Clark just like that on the halfback pitch. Couple of yards there on 1st down. 2nd down and 6 upcoming. So this is a new formation that I've never really used. I don't know how well it is going to work as Chase picks up a couple of yards as Ostrander completes his 7th pass in a row, as that's going to bring up 3rd down and 3. This is another opportunity for a huge run. We're going to see how much we can get here as Clark is taken down by what looked like the face mask to me. Refs don't call it, but it does not matter. 1st down here for Stanford as we move the chains and we continue to put the pressure on Notre Dame to try and stop us. We saw earlier that their defense is rated like 111th in the country. We're taking advantage of that as they've had no help trying to stop us in this one. As we move the chains again, 1st down and 10. I thought they were going to go with a man look. They did go with a man look, so we're trying to just get this one to Clark. Ostrander throws it up for Clark as he kind of stopped running his route. Doesn't matter anyway. The pass was thrown out of bounds. 2nd down upcoming. So we're going to go with the 5 wide look. This is the very first time you guys have seen this in this series, as we're going to get this one out to Wesley, and he's going to pick up 6 or 7 yards. 3rd down and 4 upcoming. So we're going to go back to the same look that we just had 2 plays ago and see if it actually works this time for us. This is a route combo that I love to use as receiver out there. Moore can't hear it, but it doesn't matter. We're going to be going to Clark anyway out of the backfield and see if we can pick up this 1st down. Get it out to him quickly. Clark is tackled down, but it doesn't matter. First down, as Stanford has 11 first downs. Notre Dame only has 1 first down and 10. We're kind of moving against the clock a little bit here, so we need to figure out what we're going to be doing. We're going to get this one to Moore across the middle. First down, and we're going to call our very first timeout of the half. TC Ostrander is playing incredible compared to our previous starter. I'm pretty sure Ostrander is going to be getting the nod from this point forward. First down and 10 here. We're going to get this one to our tight end. And that's pretty close to a first down. It's not going to be a first down. We're going to have to use our second timeout. Ball on the 19-yard line. Really don't know what to call here, though. This is kind of a tricky spot. So I think I have an idea of where I want to go with the football. Probably out there to Moore. I think it's probably the most obvious guy to throw the football to, but it's going to be double coverage as Moore can't come down with it. Third down and 1 upcoming. I just brought it up. Deep attack is one of the most notorious plays in these old NCAA games. We're going to try and call it here on third down and 1 and see if it doesn't pay off. We're going to get it out to Chase, I do believe. He's tackled down with 4 seconds left, 3 seconds now. We're going to call our final timeout, and we're just going to go ahead and try and kick a field goal and make this a 17-0 game, a 3-possession game here on the road against Notre Dame. Hopefully I can make it. The screen's going to be shaking. I'm playing with a new controller. I'm not trying to make excuses. Look at the wind. That should be a perfect kick. Not right down the middle, but it was a good kick. 17-0 we lead at the end of 2 quarters. As the 2-2 Stanford Cardinal are taking it to the 3-2 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And we didn't win the coin toss to start the game, so Notre Dame received. We're going to be getting the football back. We have an opportunity to make this a 24-0 game. What a dominating performance by Stanford here. And I promise you, I did not change the difficulty. I'm not going to do that. I have no reason to change the difficulty. And just for good measure, I will show you. Here it is on Heisman. I think I should probably even show the time that it took me to get to that page so you guys don't believe that I potentially changed it. So first down and 10 here. I really don't know where to go with the football. I did not mean to do that. We're going deep anyway, and it's caught by Wesley. Are you kidding me? Touchdown, Stanford. I tried to throw the football away. It did not matter. Wesley has some wheels. Who is this guy? 81 yards through the air on the very first play of the second half. Wesley looks like a big dude. I remember when I was doing the off-season video, so pretty much the last video, during the off-season, I noticed that we had signed a receiver who was like 6'7", so he's a true freshman, I do believe. I'm going to take a look at this guy because he looked very, very fast here. Yeah, so here he is. Keith Wesley is 6'8", 205 pounds, 84 overall true freshman, 91 speed. That would already set him up as the tied for fastest receiver on our roster. Keith Wesley is unbelievable. And here's a look at the play. I'm trying to get out of the pocket here because nobody's really open. So I just want to throw the football away. I hit R1 thinking that's what throwing the ball was, throwing it away was. And he just launches it deep to Wesley. And Wesley, a matchup nightmare with the speed, height, weight combination, gets wide open. Touchdown, Stanford. So I truly don't think that you can play any more perfect than this. Maybe our kicker could play a little more perfect. That's the second time I've kicked the ball out of bounds here. It is what it is. Belch, we're not really relying on you in this game. We've had times where we've tried to rely on our kicker, and instead we went for it on 4th down and 1 on the road against number 1 USC. I don't know if you guys remember that one. Notre Dame is 0 for 3 on third down conversions in this game. Can we make them 0 for 4? They have really struggled. High snap. Here is Brady Quinn. He's got all day to throw, and he had his receiver open, but our defensive back made an incredible play. 4th down upcoming. Brady Quinn is 2 of 9 passing. Did that say he had like 19 passing yards? I don't know what it said exactly, but just a poor performance for Notre Dame in this one. So 1st down and 10. You know we're going to go with the halfback toss. It's one of, that was terrible. Luckily, Vincent got on it because it would have kind of broke my heart to have turned the football over, especially when you're playing as well as we are right now. A turnover just feels bad. So 2nd down and 8, we're just going to get this one to Clark up the middle. I thought maybe I hit the speed button a little too soon. It works out. 3rd down and 1 upcoming. We're going to go with our go-to play. So surprisingly, Notre Dame gets to stop 4th down and 1 upcoming. And I think that I'm going to go for this. It might be a pretty bad call here. 4th down and 1. We'll see. I don't know that it's going to work. It's going to work to perfection as Jaylen Clark has a lot of space and another 1st down as we are to midfield. 7.2 yards per carry for Jaylen Clark on 14 carries. You do the math. I don't know how many yards that equates to, but it's a pretty dominating performance all in all around here for this Stanford offense. 2nd down and 10. We're just going to get this one right back out to Clark as he picks up a couple of yards. 3rd down upcoming. TC Ostrander, 215 yards passing today. We are 7 for 8 on 3rd downs. The only time we haven't gotten it was just a couple of plays ago, and then we went for it on 4th down, and then we got it. So 3rd down and 6. Can we draw up something pretty? We're going to try and get this one to Wesley. Great play by their linebacker, I do believe. And that's going to bring up 4th down and 6. Should we go for it again, or should we show them a little bit of mercy? We could show them mercy, but I want to continue to try and run this score up just a little bit. But then, as a matter of fact, then you kind of want to shut these guys out. We're going to go for it just to see what our 4th down offense looks like. As that one could have been intercepted. We don't get it, as Notre Dame is going to get the football back. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's not going to matter. Only 52 yards of offense for Notre Dame in today's game. This is a dominating defensive performance by our defense. McGillicuddy, the captain out there, making some plays as they fumble the football. We can't get on it. If we had gotten on it, I would have almost guaranteed that we would have completed the shutout here against Notre Dame. Like I said, that's the one reason I probably should have just punted the ball away, because I kind of set Notre Dame up in good field position to at least get 3. So Notre Dame is 0 for 4 on 3rd downs. Can we push them to 0 for 5? That's the goal here. And then even then, if they don't get it, they might kick a field goal, but just a dominating performance by our defense. They're going to pass it. We're going with a cover 2 look. They try to get this one to Carlson. He's got it. We tried to strip him down at the 1 yard line. Pause. We're not trying to strip him. We tried to take the football out. Even that doesn't sound right. 1st down and goal for Notre Dame. They go to the fullback, Ross, and it's a touchdown, as there's the big man who Notre Dame was paying. A couple of years ago, they were still paying him. Charlie Weiss, is that his name? I could be wrong on that one. But yeah, just a couple of years ago, they were still paying him from coaching. I don't know the whole story, but kind of a ripoff if you ask me. So Notre Dame did not get the 2-point conversion, so it will remain a 3-score game. So 1st down and 10, we're going to get out of the pocket here, trying to get this one to Clark quickly. Thankfully, it wasn't intercepted. I'm just making some boneheaded plays right now. How'd you like that one? We're just going to run the football. We need to stop screwing around here. When you screw around, you end up losing games. So we're just going to run the ball. Do the smart thing. So at the end of 3, we lead 24-6. It's an 18-point game. Notre Dame's not going to win this game, but we don't want to make it seem like it's closer than it actually is. 3rd down and 11 coming up. I don't really know what to call here, to be honest with you. Maybe we try to get this ball to Wesley, see what happens here. We're going to get this one to Chase as he's wide open. Poor throw by Ostrander, and we're going to have to punt the football away as Notre Dame is at least playing for pride at this point. So I don't know this will be my most viewed video of this series, but I think that so far, just throughout recording this video, this has been, I do believe, the best video of the series. I don't know if it's, because we're beating Notre Dame as Thomas breaks a pretty big run, but I just felt like everything has went to perfection in this video. So, if you guys are still watching to this point, I appreciate that because, I make these videos for fun, but here recently, the support that the channel has been shown is motivating me to really feel like I can potentially do this for a living. I don't know, that could be in 3 years and 10 years. Maybe it could be in 3 months. You never know. But recently, the love that the channel has been shown has really motivated me to try and put out content on a regular basis and try and put out good content. It motivates me to be better with each video. So I appreciate the support that you guys are showing the channel. So it's 4th down and 2. Notre Dame is going to try and go for this. If they don't get this, the game is over 100%. They don't have their starting running back out. I don't know if he's injured or just tired, but they have Hoskins, and he's not going to get there. Turnover on downs, and it looks like we're going to beat Notre Dame. Since Notre Dame is 3-2, I don't know that I would consider this an upset, but it's still a game that I don't think we would have been predicted to win had this been real life. So I'm pleased with the performance. So we're going to try and run the football again. Clark is tripped up, third down upcoming. So 3rd down and 5. I don't really know what the plan is here. We're just going to try and move the chains. Terrible. That's the last thing that you wanted to do. You've played a perfect game on offense, a perfect defensive game, and you throw an interception to just make it look ugly. I can't stand that. Whenever I play football video games, the most frustrating thing is when you are playing a perfect game on offense. You know, you have ran the ball to perfection, you've passed the ball to perfection, you've called the right plays, and then with 2 minutes left in the game, you throw an ugly interception. It's the most frustrating thing to me. Unfortunately, we threw an interception. It looks ugly on the stat sheet at the end of the day, but I don't think that it's going to matter, as we just fumbled the ball and Notre Dame. Oh my gosh. So in a game that I thought was 100% over, is now potentially going to come down to the wire. So if you guys are sticking around, man, that 24-0 lead has not been safe here in the second half. Notre Dame has made this one interesting. Brady Quinn to Carlson, first down for Notre Dame. This is not what I expected. Not at all. Play action fake. Quinn's getting out of the pocket, and he's sacked. Exactly what we needed on that play. Notre Dame can still kick a field goal and make this a one-possession game, so I don't think that they would be in a hurry to go for it on 4th down unless it was like 4th and manageable. And when I say manageable, I mean like 4th and 1, as that one should have been intercepted. That one should have been the game. 3rd down and 19 upcoming. Here's Quinn getting out of the pocket, and it is broken up. 4th down and 19 upcoming. You got to think they're going to kick a field goal here. It's the obvious choice. It makes it a 7-point game. And then from there, we just have to run the clock out. We can't screw around and call stupid plays, which since I said I wasn't going to call stupid plays, I haven't really called stupid plays. The only thing is Notre Dame's just getting these lucky breaks right now, and it's a bit unfortunate. So I'm going to go with the onside recovery. They are going to kick an onside. Part of me thought that they were just going to kick it deep. They do go with the onside kick, and for this one, just get on it and fall down. We're not even going to try and run. You got to think one first down could potentially end this game. I don't want to speak too soon, but that is the hope. We pick up one first down, and we can walk out of South Bend, Indiana with a victory, as Clark is going to pick up 2 yards on first down. This is a homecoming game for Jaylen Clark. We're just going to say it. He grew up a Notre Dame fan. He wants to beat these guys. They didn't offer him a scholarship, and he hates that, as Notre Dame is looking like they're going to get the stop. 3rd down and 11 upcoming. If we lose this game, this would be one of the worst losses I've ever had playing video games. I cannot lose this game. We have to pick up this conversion. We have to. I think if they're going man like I think they are, I think the guy to go to is Wesley. That's who we're going to, and he drops it. Notre Dame is going to get the football back, and they have a timeout. Oh, boy. Notre Dame is going to try and come after this one, as that's a beautiful punt. Notre Dame is going to have to go, 67 yards and score a touchdown to send this one to overtime. Quinn drops back on first down. He hits Carlson for a first down. Just an unfortunate second half for us. We scored on the very first play. Thankfully, their fullback can't catch. Brady Quinn has only completed 5 passes. I think pretty much every single one of those passes has been to Carlson as well. One of them was to an offensive lineman. Just a weird game all in all. Here's Brady Quinn on second down. He's going to throw this one to Jeff Samardzija, his first reception of the game. 3rd down and 1 upcoming. And Notre Dame's going to hurry to the line. I don't like this because when they hurry up to the line of scrimmage, they always run kind of the same exact play. As here is Thomas. He's going to pick up the first down, spin move, and he's down to the 22-yard line with 42 seconds left in the game. This is not looking good, guys. This is not looking good. 323 yards of offense. We had 310 or something. That's going to probably be offsides, as Thomas is hurdling people, running people over. it is going to be offsides on us, as it's going to be first down and 5 from the 17-yard line for Notre Dame. I don't know what to call defensively here. 35 seconds. They got one timeout. The hurry-up offense is broken in this game. That's one thing that I will say. As McGillicuddy was just tackled, and Notre Dame scores a touchdown. They're an extra point away from tying this game up. You've got to be kidding me. I know the way this looks. I know the way this looks. I know what you're thinking. Stop thinking it. We have plenty of time. We have 3 timeouts. We can still go the length of the field. I know that we can. We're going to try and get this one out to Bradford, as he's got it. First down. That's going to move the chains. Should we call our first timeout? We are. First down and 10 here. We're going to get this one out to Clark as soon as we can. And that's a terrible play call, and we're going to have to call our second timeout. Second down and 9 upcoming. I don't know that I like this play call. It's going to be a play action. It's kind of a goofy play call, but we were able to connect on this one previously. We're going to go for it again. We got Bradford. Just get out of bounds. 13 seconds left. We're at the 42-yard line. It's kind of weird to go play action there, but I just felt like it was one of those plays that we have had success on. I think we have time for 2 plays, depending on if we get out of bounds. But we're going to try. 13 seconds, high snap. We're going to get this one out to our tight end. He's got a lot of space to run. Just get out of bounds. 8 seconds left. We have time for, I would think, one last play here. So I'm going to go to Bradford out on the end. 8 seconds left. We're going to throw this one to the end zone. Can Bradford come down with it? No, he can't. 3 seconds left. We're going for the game-winning field goal. It's a 43-yarder. Earlier in the game, I made fun of Belch. Now it comes down to him. That might be a perfect kick. Belch, kick is up. It's no good. We won the toss. We're going to be playing defense first. I don't know that I can even go and look at that replay. That kick was missed by inches. We can look at it. I don't know if there's even a way that we can really see. Maybe it wasn't missed by inches. It felt like it was. Apparently it was not. Another overtime game here on the channel and on the Jaylen Clark series. Just a stupid game altogether. We're up 24-0. Just a tale of 2 halves. More a tale of 3 quarters, and then pick that off. And then 1 quarter where Notre Dame just got incredibly lucky. I guess the hope is just that we can kind of force Notre Dame to kick a field goal here. They give it to the fullback. What a crazy play. 3rd down and 6 upcoming. What a crazy, crazy game. This is a huge 3rd down. I would say it's probably one of the biggest 3rd downs of the game. They're going to hand the ball off on 3rd down, and they got it. We can't catch a break. Earlier in the video, if you guys are still watching, I mentioned how this is one of my best videos that I've made here of the series so far. I don't know that I can say that that's the case anymore. Just kind of blew this game. We blew our opportunities a year ago when we could have beaten USC on the road for an upset. Now it feels like we blew our opportunity here against Notre Dame. 2nd down and 8, they're going to hand the ball off again, as they're having a lot more success on the ground these last couple of plays, as that's going to bring up 3rd down and 4. They're going 5 wide here. I remember at one point we were 7 for 7 on 3rd downs. Now we're 7 for 12. Big time 3rd down once again here. If they pick up a couple yards, I could see them honestly going for it. As they throw this one to the end zone, it's caught by Horde. Touchdown Notre Dame, and now we have to answer with the same. 1st down and 10. Can we score on the very first play? That's the hope here. As we get it to Clark, he's got a lot of space. And that's going to bring up 1st down and 10, maybe 1st down and goal. So we might have to, it's 1st down and goal. So we're going to have to score here in a hurry. Get this one to Clark, try and make a man miss. We do. We pick up a couple of yards. That's going to bring up 2nd and goal. So 2nd down and goal here. Just hopefully we can score a touchdown. That's all I really got to say. We're going to try and get it to our tight end, and he can't catch it. 3rd down upcoming. 3rd down and goal. We're going to try and get this one to Wesley, and 4th down upcoming. I don't even know what way we should run the ball. I'm going to run left. We get in, thankfully. Now, do we go for 2? I'm not going to do it unless we get the perfect look defensively. If they don't give us a good look, which they're not going to give us a good look, we're going to go ahead and call timeout. Kick the PAT, send us to 2nd overtime. The kick is good, and we're going to be heading to a 2nd overtime We're going to get the ball. We're going to stay with the ball, I should say. Hopefully we can score 6 here, because if we don't, then it really makes it not ideal. We just do an interception. Are you kidding me? And that's why Stanford football has never done anything good ever. One play, and Thomas is down to the 3-yard line. You got to think Notre Dame is just going to send out the field goal team. They are, and we're going to lose this game. 24-0 we led. I believe it was 24-0 heading into the 4th quarter. And we lose the game. 20-yard attempt is up, and it is good. Notre Dame wins. Wow. So, congratulations. I've just finished the #1 greatest game of all time. How come my #1 greatest games of all time are terrible outcomes? What a terrible, terrible game. And you look at it, and our defense was good all day. TC Ostrander threw 2 picks, and they were 2 costly interceptions. I mean, you take his 3.5 first quarters of play, and he is a Peyton Manning type of player. His last half quarter and overtime, he is Nathan Peterman. Jaylen Clark, 21 attempts, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. Maybe we should have went for 2 after all. Not a very good game at all. You look at the box score, 18 points for Notre Dame in the 4th quarter. I don't really know what to say other than I screwed up. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and simulate and see what our record is as we get towards the end of the season. If we are battling for a potential bowl game bid, then I'm going to stop and play one more game this season. Not in this episode, though, just to see where we're at. So I'm just going to pick USC, and we're going to simulate up to that game. See if we can beat Arizona, Arizona State. And these are winnable games, but it just feels like we're a terrible team that can't finish games. As, you know, I want to say I'm sorry for losing, but at the same time, I want to give you guys entertaining videos. And that was never my intention to allow Notre Dame to come back and beat us. As Arizona, a team that didn't even have a win, beats us. Like I said, that was never my intention to let Notre Dame come back. I wanted to run the score up on those guys, and that's why I was calling the plays I was calling. And at the end of the day, it was the worst decision to make. We should have just ran the clock out and won the game. Instead, we blew a 24-0 lead, and we lose in overtime. So it is what it is, man. So with 3 games left here on the season, I think I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up here for the rest of the season. We're not going to be making a bowl game, so we might as well just simulate these last 3 games here. We'll take a look at our final stats for Jaylen Clark's sophomore year, and then his junior year, I would like to go maybe a little slower, play 3 or 4 games, as we got dominated against USC 54-14. So we're going to finish Jaylen Clark's sophomore season 4-7, 2-6 in the conference with wins against Cal and Arizona State. So all in all, not a very good season. We were 2 wins away from being bowl eligible. Hopefully in Jaylen Clark's junior season, we can become bowl eligible, because it's just been a terrible team to play on. And we need to have a little bit of success in his junior year. Once again, I feel like I should apologize for the game against Notre Dame. It was a really good game, and it's a game that I believe that we should have won. I mentioned it, you know, as the game was over. I tried to continue being aggressive, and by being aggressive, I was trying new plays that I typically wouldn't try, and that led to errors and allowed Notre Dame to get the ball back and win. You know, I don't know what I would have done different, to be honest with you. It just sucks that we lost that game. But before we wrap up Jaylen Clark's sophomore year, he is going to finish with 200 rushing attempts, just 33 yards shy of 1,000, 967 yards on the season, 4.8 yards per carry, 11 touchdowns. He fumbled the ball 3 times, but he had a long of 70 yards, and then through the air, 6 catches for 32 yards. It wasn't the greatest ending to a sophomore season for Jaylen Clark. Hopefully we can come back for his junior year and put together a good season. He's an 80 overall. We look to see that speed and overall go up for his junior year. and we look to have a breakout junior year in which we can potentially win the Heisman Trophy. We'll see where it leads us. We'll see how many games we decide to play. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please, please, please do not give me too much trouble for losing against Notre Dame. I'll make up for it next season when we defeat Notre Dame and USC. That's going to do it, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.